Hey everyone, Brian Eckberg here at E3 2010. I am talking with Josh Olin from Treyarch about Call of Duty Black Ops. You guys saw the part of the demo here at the Microsoft press conference on Monday morning, but you guys are showing a little bit more today. Before we get to what you're showing, tell us, what is Black Ops all about?
Black Ops is all about the deniable operations and these Black Ops special ops teams that were in action during the Cold War era. Okay. And so, in Southeast Asia, you had teams like SOG, the Studies and Observations Group, who we depict in our game, and in Soviet Russia, of course, on the other side, you had the Spetsnaz soldiers, and these guys were just as elite as you are, but they're working for the other guys. So the Cold War era offered us this sort of fresh, fertile ground that we could work with that allowed us to provide experiences that I don't think a Call of Duty player's ever played.
Now, is the entire game set in the Cold War era, or does it jump back and forth?
The exact time and the time points starting in the middle and end of the game it's actually part of our plot. We don't want to reveal it, and we don't want to spoil it. But when you play through the game, you'll understand why I don't want to spoil it. Right. But I can say that it takes place over a long period of time during the Cold War, and like I said, that's critical to the story.
But one of the things you guys are doing, that you guys have narrative, you have voice, some new things that maybe we haven't seen in a Treyarch Call of Duty game before. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so for the first time, you do have a voice, like you said, which, if you're going to be one of the best of the best, if you're going to be an elite SOG operative, you need to have your own personality and a character. You need to really feel like you're a badass. So you need to be able to talk, and you're going to be issuing commands. And if you're a Call of Duty fan, it is a bit different, because no longer are you just the foot soldier who's taking orders and running around and doing the objectives. Now you're the most important person on the battlefield. You can literally change the tides of war. So that's going to be a big difference that I think the players are going to meet up front. And then, that's just one of the elements that the Black Ops and the Cold War era has allowed us to go after, All right,
well, let's talk about what you guys are showing. First of all, we have a level called WMD. Set the scene for us, what we're doing, and maybe some of the highlights.
Yeah, so we showed you WMD. It takes place in Soviet Russia, behind enemy lines, deep behind enemy lines, up in the Ural Mountains. And there's a suspected Soviet weapons manufacturing facility, so we need to go in there and figure out what's going on, basically, as part of your Black Ops team. So you're up there, and this bunker, this facility is so well bunkered up in these mountains that it could pretty much, short of a direct impact from a nuclear warhead, you're not going to be able to destroy this thing. So, how else are you supposed to infiltrate it? You're going to need to do reconnaissance and these tactical insertions with these Black Ops units. So, in the level, what you saw was you start off in the SR-71 suborbital jet. It's a recon plane. You're guiding your troops on the ground. You're bringing them through and keeping them out of harm's way and out of sight. And then we transition for you down onto the ground itself, and you're going to be the guys who have to move through the level stealthily and not be detected, not raise any alarms. Now, heaven forbid an alarm does get raised. It's a Call of Duty game, so you're going to have that same cinematic intensity that any Call of Duty fan has come to expect, but we're allowing that sort of variety of gameplay, and we want the people who want to play it stealthy, they can go and take that particular sequence that you saw, they can take that completely stealthily with that crossbow.
In fact, I've heard that mentioned several times when I've seen this game. You guys are going for a lot of different types of experience within a level, within the entire game. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so it's one thing to expect, okay, what's the next level going to have to offer, right? But imagine if you bring that into one single level. So instead of okay, what am I going to do in the next level? It's what am I going to do around the next corner? Right. And so what WMD is a perfect example of that, because at the beginning you're in a plane, and then you're on the ground doing this like stealthy operation, and then you're doing these rappel breaching sequences, and then again you're stealthing it up again, and then an alarm gets raised and all hell breaks loose, and then holy shit, there's an avalanche. Now what? And so it's now you're high altitude jumping, and that was just a portion of the level we showed you. We didn't want to reveal all of our cards, so there's more after that base jump. There's some more to the level as well.
It's on a nice cliffhanger, and you also showed an extended version of Payback, what you showed at the Microsoft press conference. Yep. Take me through that, and take me through where that sort of continues from what we saw at the press conference.
Yeah, Payback sort of juxtaposes WMD, and that was done intentionally. So Payback is sort of that's more like the Call of Duty you know, except for the fact that you're flying a Russian Hind helicopter completely by yourself, and that nobody's ever done that, certainly not in the Call of Duty franchise. So it's you're part of SOG, your unit's been through hell, They've sort of escaped capture behind enemy lines, and they come about a Russian hind helicopter, and they decide they're going to take it and seek some revenge. So that's exactly what you do, and you fly through these valleys. You're taking out various Vietnamese camps, and ultimately you're after one of the Russian antagonists in the game. His name's Kravchenko, and you're looking for him. So I don't want to spoil the story, though.
There's still more to learn.
Absolutely.
Well, I wrote in my preview that level has the most per capita South American explosions in a video game I've ever seen.
Yes, if you go through the level and you don't blow up every single building, I'm going to come find you and I'm going to smack you, because it's just too fun.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys could hear it, but those dull booms that were happening behind me, those were explosions from the other room with Black Ops. So you guys you're really amping it up with the combat and all that good stuff, right?
Yeah, and the audio. And we like to play with the audio on max level. So.
Well, it's fun to play. It's fun to play loud. Black Ops, final question, Josh, is when's this game coming out?
Yeah, it's going to be released November 9th on the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, the PC, and the Wii.
All right, Josh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Call of Duty Black Ops coming very soon.